So anyway guys, I've just been recently smoking cigarettes, and I've been smoking cigarettes just to have an experiment with myself over here, but I'm no longer smoking cigarettes guys. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking forward to helping myself to have health, and I'm learning how to actually dwell upon my life much greater. So what I want to do for myself over here is understand that I have to go through some withdrawals from nicotine, and I'm understanding straight away that I'm still young, I'm still healthy, and I'm learning how to just all over again quit cigarettes for good, and I'm learning how to actually help myself to grow. I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how to say no to cigarettes so I can have health. And I'm learning very quickly how just 3 days ago I smoked 1 cigarette, and then 2 days ago I smoked 12 cigarettes, and today I smoked 3 cigarettes already. It's been 1 hour since I woke up. I smoked 3 cigarettes. So every single time I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how to do business. But how do I make my first dollar online? I have to make sure that no matter what, that I can go and post videos online and be consistent online. And I'm learning very quickly about life itself. And I'm learning how I'm trying to be entertaining. And I'm trying to be as entertaining as possible, while also privileging myself to live life to the fullest. I'm learning how to do everything for free, just like Jesus Christ does. I'm learning to go and actually help myself to go and stop my card. So what I want to do is I have to call the bank up, I have to call the bank, and I have to tell them to stop my card. So first of all, I have to get the money out of my card, and I have to get some money out of my card, and I have to top up my nice and beautiful Opal card with 20 bucks, and that way I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I want to help myself to deliver information services. So I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to actually help myself to improve myself now. So the only way to improve myself now is to stay away from cigarettes and to keep talking much more words. And I'm learning very quickly how I always have that notion where I'm succeeding much more for myself, and I'm learning very quickly about life. But I'm understanding that many people never care about me, and it's true. Or should they never really care about me, really? If they really care about me, then they support me. But they do care about me. People do really care about me overall. So I'm understanding straight away that it's more how I need to be caring about me. I need to be caring about me moving forward. And I learned how to have more time freedom for myself to breathe. And now it's much more pleasant for myself to breathe. And it's much more of a happy scenario for me to breathe and to stay away from cigarettes. I'm understanding straight away how I feel. And now I have the whole day to myself over here. I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about my life story and everything I'm doing. I'm learning how to dwell upon life much greater, and I'm learning how to actually speak much more. So what I need to do is help myself to never frustrate myself, but I need to have good frustration. And I need to be able to breathe. I need to be able to breathe for myself. So without breathing, guys, I promise you, your happiness is to the point you can breathe. Daniel Milivojevic. I promise you must understand straight away that no matter what I do today, I'm learning how people have information everywhere these days, and I'm learning how to actually go and do free work. I'm learning to make a presentation for myself to sell something for products. And I'm learning how to make my first dollar online. So how do I make my first dollar online? I first have to build an audience. I have to build an audience for myself, because otherwise they never listen to me. So it's much more how I feel. I just go and do free work for now. I'm just going to do free work all my life. And I'm learning much more business strategies, and I'm learning much more how to actually help myself to grow myself. But this is a hobby. this is my hobby, which is talking to myself all day long. And I'm learning how to actually quickly summon the ability to talk to myself more than other people. And I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to understand something that I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to actually help myself to improve. So as I improve myself and as I go through life improving myself, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about how to have much more of a greater quality of life for myself. So I need to read something. I need to be reading something daily. I need to be helping myself to educate myself around business, especially these days, because it's much more of a long-term solution for myself to learn about branding myself much better. So I'm branding myself to the best I can, but people are unavailable to read from me and they're unavailable to talk to me. So what I need to do is reach out for myself over here to talk much more words. So I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how I'm just like a hamster who's running all day long, and I'm learning how to understand straight away that it's a good thing. I'm learning how to understand something about life where I'm actually growing myself, I'm actually performing and outperforming myself. And I'm learning how to stay away from cigarettes now, because it's been, let's say, 12, 3, 1, which has been 16 cigarettes later. I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to never get to the point of cigarettes. And to cut the trend now for myself is much better for me, personally. So I can actually do that forever. And there's no such thing as one cigarette, guys. I mean, do you understand? So make sure you understand straight away that you stay away from the first puff of the cigarette, because it's really easy to jump into cigarettes. I mean, it's really easy to just smoke cigarettes these days. And it's really easy to kill yourself slowly. So what I want to do is focus upon my life over here, and I want to focus upon my business. And now, since I have a lot of time, I have a lot of time for myself over here. I'm learning how to help myself to deliver contents. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to help myself to improve myself daily. I have my high-vis shirt I have to get from Bunnings. I have to get my Bunnings shirt. I have to get my high-vis shirt. And I have to go and dwell upon my life much greater. And I'm learning how to actually help myself to improve. So what I want to do is just help myself to get on the disability support pension for now. And why is that? Probably is because I want to stay away from a 9-to-5 job for as much as I can, because I understand straight away that my life is moving to overseas with my mother, and with my mother I want to be non-smoker. I want to be a non-smoker always. I'm actually understanding straight away that once I get to Serbia, I'm understanding here I have to actually become a non-smoker as well. And I have to understand straight away that cigarettes are always available, and I'm understanding straight away that I never want to buy a packet. I never want to invest into a packet of cigarettes. So I'm understanding straight away that I want to learn, I want to grow myself, I want to help myself to understand something, that I need to be solving questions, I need to be solving theories and questions. And if you speak those words that other people speak, that you can actually always improve yourself in daily life. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what I'm doing, that my life is moving forward. And I'm moving forward throughout life. But I'm understanding straight away how I need to grow myself differently. I definitely need to grow myself differently, and I need to spark intrusion to have much more people watching my YouTube channel. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to understand something about life over here. I understand something about helping myself to improve. So what I want to do is focus upon strategies where I can help myself to improve myself daily. And that's how I improve myself, through making sure that I'm abundant, through making sure that no matter what, I'm not a smoker. And I'm helping myself to understand something, that every single time you reject cigarettes, it's a win for you. And I'm learning very quickly that no matter what, I have no temptation to smoke cigarettes because I'm always growing myself. I'm always making sure I have a nice and beautiful theory about life. And I'm learning how to actually help myself to understand to never cheat. I must never cheat, but I must actually grow myself in the best kind of diamond manner as I can. Because it's very easy to drop into cigarettes and smoke cigarettes again. I promise you now, I'm learning how to understand something that I have a dream I was drinking coffee. I never need coffee to live life. I'm still vegan, I'm still my best version. I'm still my best version now. And what makes me my worst version in life? Approach to smoke out a cigarette. And that makes me my worst version. And then if I also go back to, I never go back to cigarettes. I never go back to caffeine. I never go back to eating meat ever again. So it's much more how I feel. That luckily I'm a vegan. And luckily I'm my best version now that I've ever been in my life. And it's much more how I need to grow myself differently, yeah? And I'm learning very quickly about life. So what I need to do is entertain people. And I need to help myself to entertain myself. So what I want to do is, since I'm giving everything for free, I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to actually stay consistent online. So it's much more how I need to help myself to grow. And my social media has to grow. I have to grow my audience. But my audience needs to know what I really do. So as I really grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of thinking and strategizing myself to love my life differently and to help myself to improve. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life and I'm helping myself to love my life differently. So what I want to do is grow myself, but I'm helping myself to improve. And I have my dog over here keeping me company. I realize my dog is my loyal companion in life, and my dog never shits and pisses in the house over here, so which is really good. And I'm learning how to actually perform and outperform myself. So what I want to talk about is every single day how to make my first dollar online. And I'm understanding straight away that it's much more, if you think about how to make $1 online every single day of your life, then eventually something's going to propel you forward to make $1 online. So how do I make $1 online? I'm promising you now, every single day, I have to stick to the topic and I have to understand straight away I have to make my first dollar online within the next few years. I realize I have to make some courses and I have to make some courses to love my life. And I'm actually understanding straight away how business is running up for myself and how I'm running into a better course system of teaching myself to improve myself daily. And I'm actually understanding something about business, and I have to read more business books. And now I love to read, and I love to read so much, but I'm understanding straight away that I'm helping myself to do greater for myself personally. So every single time now I'm understanding straight away that I need to help myself to perform and outperform myself. So every single day now I'm understanding straight away that life is live inside the words, and you have to understand straight away that your words can go miles and miles into the different direction that you want to go in. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to actually help myself grow. And I'm learning how to understand straight away that I was sleeping and I slept nice and beautifully. And I'm learning very quickly about life itself. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways to improve myself. I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning to help myself to improve. So that's the whole case. And the whole point is making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how to improve myself daily. So no matter what, I'm looking for a better way of dealing with my life. I'm understanding all my training programs that I have made is online, and people can always watch it I'm understanding straight away that people can always watch whatever I have online. And it's a lot of work. I have a lot of work to do. But I want to stop the card. I want to stop my card. I want to stop the payment, in terms of the payment that I give the investment to Alex Singal. So I'm understanding straight away I want to stop the investment with Alex Singal. And I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how to understand that it's just business skills. And it's learn at your own time. You should learn business in your own time. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to understand straight away that I need to read books. I need to understand to strategize myself around life daily. I'm understanding straight away that I need to grow myself differently. I need to understand economics, and I need to understand much more about life. But I'm understanding straight away that now Alex Singal and Grant Cardone, and also being able to understand the rich people around life. So I'm much more life coaching today than doing music production. But life coaching is more for me at the moment. And I'm learning very quickly how to develop myself online and develop my talents. So once I go overseas, and it's very soon, I very soon go overseas with my mum. And I never want to come back to Australia. I understand straight away that it's my last moments with my dad, personally. And it's much more how I feel. And no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself to improve myself daily. And I'm learning how to focus upon helping myself to grow myself personally. And I'm helping myself to develop and to deliver content that I'm helping myself to understand something about life. I'm helping myself to understand that I need to actually grow myself in my business. So my business is growing because my health is growing, and because my health is growing, I'm actually more spiritual now. And you have to understand straight away to catch your breath sometimes, because when you're a smoker, first you must understand to never be a smoker. And make sure you understand that people take their breathing for granted, and they believe that there's something better than breathing. Which there's nothing better than breathing, guys. I promise you must understand. It's much more how it is. I understand straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for myself to breathe much more and to go through life much more talking words over everything. I'm actually I'm learning something much more different. I'm helping myself to improve myself, yeah? And since I improve myself, I'm only a person who's a non-smoker, but if I smoke, then I'm a casual smoker. I'm a non-smoker, so I'm learning how I'm trying to improve myself. I'm trying to love people. I'm trying to write as much as I can. I'm trying to do as much as I can, which is important. And it's important to notion to people that you're somebody in the field of vibration, and that you're doing something to improve yourself and your life. I promise you now, I'm not saying straight away that building an audience online is something very, let's say, easy to do, but I've been having a difficult time doing it. I've been having a very difficult time building an audience online, and I need to actually keep going. I need to keep uploading videos. I need to keep doing my business, because my business is life coaching. And now, as soon as I life coach much more and much more, I'm actually learning that, hey, I do have a legacy. I am strong enough to do a great life for myself. And I'm learning very quickly how all my time goes to myself. And that's the best time for myself. I mean, all the time I give is toward myself to grow. And that's the best investment. I promise you, if you can give all your time toward yourself in life, I promise you, then you have more than enough time to succeed differently. I'm actually understanding something about how people have to go work, and they have to be at work at a certain time, and they have to work the 9-to-5 job. I promise you. And people have to find the time to have much more greater quality of life. I'm understanding straight away how 1 hour a day of reading is more enough for you to read much more. But I'm actually understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. And my life is starting at my mum's house. I love it. My life starts overseas, and it's just beginning overseas. I'm not saying straight away that no matter what, that I never want to be a smoker around my mum's house, because she gets the shits, and she really gets the shits. I promise you, after everything I've been through, I promise you, no more cigarettes, I promise you. And I'm really honest about that. And I'm really honest about myself over here. That cigarettes never made, I promise you, cigarettes never made me anything much more. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying straight away that I did do an experiment over here and there, but it was a really, let's say, a relapse to cigarettes. And I'm saying straight away that my dad always had cigarettes in the house, and it was just a temptation, and I did fail. But I'm not saying straight away, I'm learning very quickly about my life and to succeed and stuff like that. So I have a great time for myself. I have a great time learning. I'm learning how to pinpoint myself into greater ways of thinking. I'm learning how to actually hashtag my videos online on YouTube. I'm understanding everything's down into Danny Milivojevic hashtag. And I'm understanding straight away that if you find Danny Milivojevic hashtag on YouTube, unfortunately it's the only hashtag to promote, really. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And now, since I'm actually understanding something, that my life is going the way it is, and I'm learning how to just be the best version of myself regardless of the situation, and I'm learning how to actually help myself grow. So that's what I need to do all the time. So I'm learning very quickly about walking all day long in my dad's house, because I do love life, I do love who I am, and I'm learning how to actually help myself grow. So it's much more how I feel, and never fall into boredom. I mean, always be reading something and always be talking, and be talking with yourself the most, because when you're really helping yourself to encourage yourself to grow, that you'll find something much more beautiful, and that you'll find yourself in your life, and that you really start to do emphasis on your life much more greater, and that you understand straight away that it's much more how it is. And you must understand straight away how I link Mega Drive into YouTube channel, and I put all my videos to have my Mega Drive link. It's something that I have to do, but it's much more how it's already done in my Instagram channel. And I'm understanding straight away to just go with the Instagram channel for now. I'm understanding straight away that each and every single video I post from now on YouTube, I'm understanding something. I'm understanding to just keep going with it. And now I want to be very smart. I want to be very smart to the notion that I'm very successful. And I see how people are making books, and they're making audiobooks and stuff like that. So I'm understanding straight away how I need to go and open up in a better direction. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that people have no time to listen to me, I promise you. They have no time to watch me. They have no time at all. And they have all these people that are much more successful than me to listen to anyway. And I'm learning how to just grow myself. And I'm learning how to love my life. But every single day I'm understanding Jesus Christ says, just do the best you can for your legacy. And every single time I'm understanding straight away how to do that for myself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to love my life. But I never feel like alcohol. I never feel like drinking caffeine. I never feel like going back to the old habits I was previously doing. And I'm understanding I'm always doing now a better job for myself. And I'm learning how to actually help myself grow. So that's the whole point, yeah. And the whole point is learning that you must be teaching business along the way. And you must be teaching everything about business for yourself. And try to actually do all these little small snippets. Try to do all these little small snippets of your day and how you actually grow yourself. So I'm understanding straight away that now, as soon as Freedom Day comes, firstly, it's much more I can have my haircut. I can go have a haircut. And I'm learning how to develop myself. And there's plenty of time for myself over here. And I'm learning how to love my life. So every single day I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I'm helping myself to do life much greater. But I want to ask Olivia about the way of helping myself to make kids eventually. So I want to tell her that I want to make kids eventually. So I'm understanding that sperm production does lower when you're on medication, and I want to be able to make a kid otherwise. And I want to see what the doctor says about that, and a little bit that way. So every single day I'm understanding Olivia's very nice and beautiful, and she's such a good girl. But I promise you, although I'm understanding that no matter what, it's much more how I feel, and I'm learning how to love my life. And I'm learning how to actually help myself to understand that all these social workers I ever had in my life, I had 3 social workers in my life, and they're all really, really good women, I promise you. Really, really simple, really, really nice and down to life. And they really, really enjoy life, I promise you. But I understand something, that I went through life coaching myself, and I went through life fucking women and just treating them like shit. I was somebody who was treating women like shit. I was treating them just for a fuck, and it's never the way to go. I promise you, it's something that I learned from the people around me, and I'm somebody who is much more greater in terms of how I feel and how I do life. But I'm understanding straight away that if you want to build revenue on YouTube, then you have to find ways to do that, and you have to always deliver content, and you have to expand yourself in your business moving forward. But the more videos you post, the better for you. The more videos you post, the better for you. And you have to be always learning constantly something, because if you're never learning constantly something about life, then guess what? I promise you, then you have to understand how to train yourself, and you have to pick up inspiration, and you have to love your life differently. But people go separate ways, and I feel that no matter what, everybody's gone their separate ways. And I'm learning how quickly I'm learning about life. I'm learning to do my life much greater. I'm learning to help myself to do a greater job for myself. But I understand straight away that luckily I never did go to university over here in Australia, because that certificate, that's Australian certificate for anything I may have done in terms of social working, where you can get a diploma. You can get a diploma for, you can get a diploma for social working, or a master's degree from social worker, and they put you into debt for that, because they charge you for the education, and you must understand, then they tell you to pay it back. And you must understand straight away that it's much more how you need to grow yourself anyway. And you have to understand, I'm a social worker now. I'm doing social working now. I'm just doing social working in a different way. I'm understanding how people go to study these years. They go years and years to study as a social worker. And yes, life is a study, but people try to take away a lot of your money, and they make you work like a slave in a 9-to-5 job. I love that. But I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, as I grow myself differently, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to help myself to grow myself differently, and I'm helping myself to improve myself. So it's much more how I have a great job for myself, and I have something I do already. I have something that I love to do all my life. And now my mum is never too strict on me when I back off from 9-to-5 work. Well, she tells me to work the 9-to-5 part-time, but I'm somebody who never needs to. I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I see Britney Spears, judge suspends father as conservator. I see now what I want to do for my life over here is learn how to appreciate myself, and I want to help myself to have much more information possible to love my life. I love life. But I'm understanding straight away that I need to read. And now, since I read, I need to write and read. I need to write and read. I need to educate myself as well. And I need to help myself to educate myself around business. Because if you want to help yourself to do much more greater in life, then you have to educate yourself around business. And you have to talk about something that's actually helping yourself to move life forward. And you have to understand straight away that every single day of my life. I'm saying I always have something to upload on YouTube. So every single day, I either upload a podcast online into YouTube, but every single day I upload 1 hour video on YouTube. And I just keep consistent about that one. I just upload something on YouTube, and it does work out for me personally. And I'm understanding straight away how my dog is. I love my dog so much. I love it. Actually, my dog just sleeps and gives me peace and quiet. And animals are like that, and they teach you peace and quiet. And they teach you to be silent, and they teach you to be nice and beautiful, and to just live. I mean, in a sense, so it's more how I feel. So every single time now, I'm the only one in my dad's house who lets the dog in the house. And my dad goes somewhere, and I let the dog in the house. I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I'm asking Jesus Christ, how do I make my first dollar online? And I'm always asking Jesus Christ this question because it works out for me. So I'm learning very quickly how I have to go through life living without my mum and dad for quite some time. And I'm learning how to do that for myself. But I'm understanding that there are times coming where I'm shifting into different phases of my life. And since I'm shifting into different phases of my life, I'm understanding I'm doing something different along the way. And I'm learning how to entertain people. And I'm learning very quickly about life. But it's much more how I feel, and I feel much more different about life. And since I actually feel different about life, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. But you guys need to understand something about helping yourself to improve. Because when you're improving yourself, then you're actually much more spiritual as a product of encouragement, and you're encouraging yourself to grow. And you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life. So life is very different, but you have to find the time, and you have to find the time to do life and to make much more money online. But you have to learn how to make money online, and you have to understand to go the best way. But the best way forward for me personally is to read more and to talk more words, and that's it. I should nothing else. And for myself over here, of course, I have more time than other people. I have more time than other people, but other people have less time because they're giving their time to other people. And you must understand that they have friends, but they have a small group of friends only. And I have the smallest group of friends in the world, I promise you. But my group of friends are the largest people in my life. And it's my family. My family is my really, really good friends. And I'm understanding straight away that I never want to lose contact with my family. I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve. I'm learning to love my life differently, and I'm helping myself to improve along the way. So yesterday I did smoke a cigarette, and my dog was in the house. Well, it was breathing smoke from what I was doing to it, and I apologized to my dog because I was smoking cigarettes while my dog was in the house, and my dog was breathing in the cigarette smoke. And I'm learning how breathing is something so traditional, and it's so something of culture that you have to learn how to speak, and you have to learn how to do life. But as soon as I get a chance to go and do a busking performance, I want to go into the city. I want to go and do a busking performance. I want to do it for God. I want to go and do it for Jesus Christ. And I'm learning how to do that for myself. And I'm understanding how I can be on disability support pension, and I can learn how to grow people. So it's much more how that works out for me personally right now. But it works out for me to be on disability support pension. And why is that? Because I understand, because I now have to work a 9-to-5 job for myself, and I get to do what I love to do while gaining money, just for momentary, in terms of just for a moment of time. And I'm learning how to quickly be able to understand something, that no matter what, I'm looking for a greater way of dealing with my life. But I want to speak to my social worker, and I just want to say that she's a good girl. I just want to give her the compliment. I want to say, hey, thank you very much for being able to be in my life, and to be able to, let's say, treat me the way you do, because many women never treat me the way you do. And I'm going to say straight away that women are very nice people. I understand that as soon as you bring sex to a topic with a woman to have sex with them, unfortunately, that's when they become very cruel. I understand, because it's never about sex with the woman. Of course, you can approach any beautiful woman and talk to her, and you can have a good friendship with the woman. I mean, in a sense, so you can have a good friendship with these women that you see that are very beautiful, and you can go into the store or go into the place of where they are, and you can speak to them, and you can just talk to them. I mean, just say, hey, I say, how are you? I say, you're looking very good. Thank you. I thank you very much. I mean, you can give them some compliments. I mean, you can talk to them, and you can try to get the number. I mean, try to understand straight away to just talk to them. I mean, just talk to them in different ways and have a conversation with them. But sometimes women can be such assholes. I mean, I promise you, they can. They can be such a prick. I mean, they can be such dickheads. I'm very sure, although I'm not gay, but I understand straight away that it's much more how when a woman is a dickhead, well, she picks a man that's much better than you always. So it's much more how I feel. So I'm not shaming myself. I'm not in guilt for who I am. I'm learning how to develop myself. I'm learning how my YouTube channel is much more the way it is, and there's so much content that you can go and learn from, and that you can go and understand my life. And it's so much more, to me personally, how much more success I have because I've been willing to, let's say, help myself to grow myself in different ways, and I've been able to put everything into video and audio programs, because that's why Jim Rohn says it, and he says, be all you can be, and do as many videos and photos and images and audios of yourself as possible, and writing materials as more. And you must understand that the more I do that, the better I am. I love it. I make all these audiobooks come true. I love it. Watch now, because people are different, and because people go their own separate ways and they do something different, and you must understand that everything I say is stimulating your mind. It stimulates your mind to read something. But as you read, you must go and write something down as well, and you must understand straight away that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. And you must understand straight away that if you're learning about life, then you have to understand straight away that it feels much more of a pleasant victory for yourself to improve yourself differently. And you have to understand straight away that you need to grow, and as you grow yourself, you're looking for a better way of dealing with life. And that's it. I promise you must understand that you have to find yourself in different ways of thinking, and I'm feeling always my life moving forward, but I'm understanding how other people just don't like me. They never like me because of the way I am, but I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve. So I'm understanding straight away how I'm improving myself. So I'm learning very quickly about nicely improving myself to love life. So every single day I'm learning how to persuade myself to move forward, but I'm looking for different ideas always, and I'm always enjoying myself along the way. I'm always looking for better ways to improve my life. And now, since I'm actually constantly improving myself and constantly making these audio programs and stuff like that, unfortunately there's so much audio programs I can make in daily life, otherwise, that the only way to upload these nice and beautiful audio programs is to Mega Drive, and upload everything into Mega Drive, and that way let's say slowly improving myself along the way. But it's such a nice and beautiful material where I can love my life so much to the point where I want to put everything into YouTube. I want to put all my content into YouTube, and regardless of how much, let's say, experience I have, I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning as an individual, and I'm learning as an individual to grow myself differently, and I'm understanding straight away the core fundamentals of business, and I'm learning how life is business, and life is, cheer up. I mean, cheer yourself up and go and be alone. And I understand for my New Year's resolution this year, I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm doing much better, but my 29th year has been ups and downs, but it's been more ups than downs. And I'm understanding straight away that my nice and beautiful 29th year has struck me, and it struck me really good. And I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I've been learning. And now this year I've learned a lot of information, and I've learned more business skills about life, and I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve, and I'm learning how the world's shifting, and the world's shifting into different ways, and it's becoming a better place. I'm pretty sure the world's becoming a better place. And regardless of how bad the world looks like, I'm pretty sure the world's a good place to live in. And you must understand to be around good people. I'm pretty sure you must understand straight away. I'm so glad I have a dog, because the dog keeps me loyal, and it keeps me, let's say, nice and beautiful, because you must understand that it's nice to have something of treasure like a Pokemon, which is my dog. I realize my dog is a Pokemon. I mean, if you understand that, I'm pretty sure if you understand that nice and beautiful song, Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, it's you and me. You know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend in the world across the land. I wake up every single day around 7 o'clock in the morning to watch Pokemon. And you must understand that no matter what, I was going to school back then, and I was going from year 1 to year 6, watching Pokemon in the morning with Cheese TV. And Cheese TV, and it's much more how I was watching these nice and beautiful programs, and it does work out. But I'm understanding that as people age and as people grow, they grow more miserable, and they grow much more, let's say, into a person that they never want to become. They grow into somebody far different than they can become, and they are unhappy with their lives because of how people are treating them. So it's much more how it is. So if you find yourself on the other side of health, actually the health is the number one way to live a life much more fulfilled. And you must understand straight away that health, everybody wants health, wealth, and relationships, as Annex Singal says. And I agree with that. Everybody wants relationships, health, and wealth. And it's much more how I feel. I'm learning how to never be angry with my dog or anything in life, and I'm actually much more jolly of a human being, because I'm trying my best to improve my legacy, and I'm trying to help myself to improve myself. But there's a long time to go, and there's a lot to go about life. But since I can actually grow myself since I can grow myself daily, I'm actually looking to improve myself always, as much as I can. So I'm understanding straight away that there's a lot to upload online, and I understand that no matter what, that it's much more how it is, and I'm learning how to actually help myself to grow. So since I'm actually giving you guys much more content, I'm understanding that the more I teach you, the better, and the more I practice my beautiful ways of life over here with communicational skills, the better I am. And I understand straight away, I enjoy busking performance. I enjoy doing busking performances. I promise you, since I actually enjoy doing busking performances, I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life and helping myself to improve. But I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning that nice and beautiful way forward. And now, since I'm actually understanding straight away to be in front of people, growing myself, now I never have to do busking performances, but it's something much more crucial for me to do it, and to just be in front of people to help my life to succeed. But Jesus Christ tells you that you can do all your content right now where you are, and you can actually help yourself no matter what. And you have to understand that the more content you do, the more smarter you become, and the smarter you become, the better for you. So it's much more how it was just a dream of mine 2 years ago when I was in Eastwood. I was living in Eastwood, where it's Gladesville Ride in nice and beautiful Australia. And I was living over there. I was living in Meadowbank, and I was living in Eastwood in Australia, Sydney area. And I was dreaming about doing all these audio programs and all this stuff. And now look at me now. Massive difference. Whoa. Now because I've been practicing my communicational skills with people, I'm understanding straight away that I've been practicing my communicational skills and my attitude in front of people. And now, yes, I had plenty of mistakes along the way, and I look like such a dickhead, I look like such a dickhead and such a prick at times in terms of my videos and how I was treating people, in terms of what I was saying. But no matter what, it's all the truth. And I'm never a dickhead, I'm never a prick. I'm understanding straight away. I'm learning to grow myself, but it's much more how branding is different, and the more you brand yourself, the better. I love it. Unfortunately, now I'm understanding something that I can give money personally to people to promote me, and I can advertise myself on Instagram daily, and I can put $2-3 on Instagram to promote myself here and there to people daily. And I'm understanding straight away that people will increase my content, and I increase my content this way. But I'm understanding straight away, ask Jesus Christ, shall I do it? I mean, Jesus Christ says, now if I'm understanding anything, I owe money to Mark Zuckerberg. I owe some money to him. And I owe about $100 or something like that. I owe around $100 to Mark Zuckerberg because he was doing some ads for me. I was doing some ads on his Instagram, and what was I doing advertisement on? I was doing advertisement on my photo for Instagram. But now, if I advertise myself and if I advertise my Instagram channel, now I advertise only my nice and beautiful, let's say, my nice and beautiful posts where I'm advertising my nice and beautiful, let's say, Instagram bio link where I want conversions. I want people to convert into my YouTube channel. And I'm learning how to actually help myself to understand straight away that no matter what, that if I go and do any kind of advertising, that I can go and advertise myself on Facebook, and I can advertise all this nice and beautiful theory. And it works out. Eventually it does work out, but no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how people run away from you all together sometimes. But you must understand that you have to stay consistent with Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising. And it has to be a lifelong project because people are putting millions of dollars into advertising. I mean, they're saying, they're putting millions and millions of dollars into advertising themselves. And you must understand that every single day, the more I speak, the more I do. And the more I do, the better I am. But it's more how I feel. And now, because I'm such a successful person, I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I'm looking for better ways always. And I'm always looking for better ways to deal with life. But I'm understanding how it was when I was in high school. And now when I was in high school, I was never doing audio programs. And I was so stupid. I was somebody who had a beautiful girlfriend. I had a beautiful girlfriend for about one day. And I dumped her. I dumped her because she was never able to look at me in the eyes. And I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that it's so stupid, yeah. I mean, every single day, I'm learning how to understand that it works out for me though now. But it works out that I didn't dump her. And it works out for me because I'm living with my mum anyway. And if I chose to be with her, apparently, then that means that my mum would have never been in my life. I understand, but now since I'm understanding that I'm going to my mum's house to live over there in Germany, I understand that she has some sort of luxury. She has some sort of luxurious lifestyle to herself. But the thing is, I never want to rely on my mum either to succeed. I mean, so what I want to do is I want to help myself to become the best version of myself always. So I'm learning how to talk. I'm learning how to talk much better in front of people, and I'm learning to become smarter and smarter throughout life. And I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to actually help myself to grow myself, yeah? So every single day I'm learning how to enjoy myself and my life. But my dad over here, he wastes so much time, on life. And I'm understanding every single time I sit with my dad on the couch, he's watching television only. He's hardly ever speaking, but he's there. I mean, he's there for me. I mean, yes, but I'm learning very quickly about life and attitude and succumbing to a better way of helping myself to love life. But because I'm a vegan, I can never get fat. I mean, you're saying because I'm a vegan. I'm somebody who's a vegan, and vegan people can never get fat unless you eat too much processed food. I never eat processed food. I never eat anything that's vegan processed food. I mean, I eat actual whole meal foods. I actually eat very healthy foods. And now since I'm understanding that I can make a business around weight loss, and I can become a weight loss coach. And that's one of my strengths. that I can go and offer some kind of products online, doing nice and beautiful weight loss programs where I can go and help people to have a package. So no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly that I can show people my results. I can show people also how I feel about life and how I do about life, where I can make $1 here and there about my business with weight loss. And now I'm understanding that I do have results about weight loss, and I'm understanding I have to implement those skills. And now those skills have to be implemented with people, and I have to get their trust. I have to build a relationship with the customer. So how do I build relationships with the customer? Well, actually, now to build relationships with the customer, you have to understand straight away how to feel about yourself, and you have to understand straight away to go broad and talk about everything about life. But you have to understand straight away that it's much more how you have to answer the question, and you must understand straight away how to increase your customer base with the customer in terms of how to build trust with the customer. So what you do is you give free knowledge. I'm pretty sure you give free knowledge all the way. And now, if you want all the customers in the world, probably you can always gain customers doing free work. I mean, you understand? But once you do a certain amount of free work for customers, probably what happens is eventually sell them a high ticket offer. And that's something that Alex Singal says. And he says, sell them a high ticket offer, and which is around $297 Australian. And that's a base point. But then offer them some nice and beautiful low ticket offers and mid ticket offers. Understand? But anything that's personal coaching 101 is something that's a premium offer, or something that's actually much more hands-on. And now I'm understanding I can do that much more. And I can do it around weight loss coaching. And I can actually help myself to help people do weight loss. So it's much more of a niche today, which is weight loss. So anyway, so as I grow myself differently, I'm actually learning how to speak. And now, since I speak nice and beautifully, I see now I have to solve the nice and beautiful mystery over here about how to make money online. And now I need to help people with weight loss coaching. And now I'm learning that's a tactic, and that's something that I have success in. I have a lot of success in this. And I have a lot of success with my nice and beautiful branding in terms of teaching people all this nice and beautiful stuff for free. So what I'm actually teaching people is weight loss program. I'm teaching them my weight loss program, and if I teach them for free, or if I teach them this for free, or I benefit from it. I benefit from this for free. But no matter what, that you must understand straight away how I can make courses. I can make crash courses and post it up on YouTube. And guess what? Actually, it's much more how, if I do that, I do it for free, of course. But it's much more how, no matter what, I have to learn very quickly about how to help myself to improve my life. Yeah. So it's much more how it is, and I must understand straight away that no matter what, that it's much more how people have lost weight and they go on the juice, or they go on the juice and all they drink is juice to lose weight. And yes, that's something that you can do. Or you can just drink juice. Just drink one juice, but it's very unhealthy. Or it's very unhealthy to drink one juice while losing weight loss, in terms of while losing kilos. Or yes, it can make you lose weight, but the thing is, it never solves the problem. Or solving the problem over here is understanding straight away that you can never ever get anywhere close to losing weight just drinking juice. Yes, it does work. Yes, you can lose weight. You can lose weight. Technically, you can lose weight drinking just one milkshake or juice all day long. I love it. And that's it. Although guess what? That it never solves the problem. The problem is that there is no problem, but you must understand that the best way to lose weight is to go from food to food, or drink to drink, and to slowly cut out much more food out of your life and much more drinks out of your life. To slowly cut all this nice and beautiful food and drinks out of your life is the best way to do it. So I'm understanding that if I do anything about weight loss today, I'm understanding straight away that I can go and pinpoint how to lose weight. And I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly. Now I'm starting off doing a greater job for myself, of course, but I'm making thousands of videos about life. And now you must understand that if you make thousands of videos making crash courses around life and around business coaching and stuff like that, then you must understand that you have to start pricing people, and you have to start really building a website around weight loss coaching. And then if you really want to succeed even more broadly, that it's a niche approach, weight loss for men and women. And you must understand that no matter what, there is much more how that's a niche approach. That's just a niche, which is weight loss for women and men, or advice for men and women. I mean, in a sense, so if you understand straight away that you can pinpoint a niche in any topic, and you can talk about it. So it's much more how I have success in this, and I have to be able to implement it. So what I need to do is I need to help people with weight loss, and I need to help them with this kind of subject. So what I need to do is I need to plan how to do it. I need to plan how to implement my business online, and I need to implement my business. So what I need is a website. I need a website where I'm coaching people specifically how to go and grow myself in terms of how to actually lose weight. And I need to actually make a crash course about it. And I need to actually sell this course. I need to sell this course especially to people. And then what I do is I give out a free ebook. I give a free ebook, and I write down some tactics around ebooks, around weight loss coaching, but anything about weight loss coaching where I'm actually learning very quickly about helping my people to succeed this way. And it's much more, it helps me to grow. But anything around finance and life coaching is different. But it's much more, I have to implement my NFL bag. I understand I have an NFL bag, which is nutrition, finance, and life coaching. And now everything that I invest into is very different to what people invest into. And I'm learning how to understand straight away that I have a business right now. I have a business, and that's how I make $1. That's how I make $1. I make $1 through implementing my weight loss coaching program. And I'm understanding that no matter what, I have to catch people's attention, of course. And I have to show people my results. And I have to go and brand myself, of course. And I have to go and lift myself, of course, into branding myself. So no matter what, like, all I'm selling is my nice and beautiful campaign of weight loss coaching programs. And it's much more different, and I approach weight loss coaching through a different way, but I'm understanding straight away that I need to go and implement this nice and beautiful material. So what I want to do is help myself to go and do that for myself. So what I need to do is I need to dive in deep, and I need to put in some money to life coach people, and I need to go and actually do that for myself. But there's plenty of time to go, of course, and I need to talk about it. I need to talk about that. I need to actually help myself to understand something, that there's plenty of time. I apologize. I actually hit my dog accidentally. I need to go and implement myself over here to go and do a greater coaching seminar for myself to grow. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm understanding straight away how to love my life differently, yeah? So it's much more how I'm learning very quickly how I have a coaching seminar, I have weight loss programs, I have a weight loss program that can work for everybody. And it does work for everybody. And all I do is get testimonials for that. But it's much more how I do it through a ClickFunnels. And I advertise the ClickFunnels, of course, and I help teach people through a course. And I have a website where it's now a website, apparently just a ClickFunnels website. And it leads people into my coaching programs. And now, since I'm actually doing that, I need to create email marketing campaigns. So no matter what, that I can feel myself prospering here. I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that's the business idea, which is weight loss for everybody. And I'm learning very quickly how to do that for myself. And now I'm learning very quickly that as I grow myself differently, now of course, I'll be teaching people on the day for free how to actually go and lose some weight and stuff like that. But no matter what, I'm learning very quickly that there are different ways to do it. And I have to make a PowerPoint presentation, of course. And I have to always give people bonus or something to do. And I have to actually understand that the high ticket offer is the weight loss coaching program, and the mid ticket offer is something to do with some other programs, such as veganism and turning into vegan. I mean, in a sense, so it's all part of the same package, and it's much more how it's different packages for different people, and it's much more how the low ticket offer is just a CD or something like that for free or something like that. I understand I have to make a low ticket offer, but I'm learning how to actually grow myself in different ways, so that's how I do it.